Picture this. You head out for a drive, pull up at a stoplight and have a nosy at the other drivers around you. But the dude next to you makes you do a double take, because he's a trumpet-playing bear on a motorcycle. Yep, that really did happen. In Russia, duh. Day-to-day life might seem like a drag, but there's a whole host of weird and wonderful things out there that you've probably never seen before. Did you know beluga whales have squishy heads? Or that water can be played like a drum? Have you ever seen a totally hairless chimp? Or the ancient art of Chinese face changing? If the answer is a resounding no, then you should definitely stay put, because I've got all this and a whole lot more in this episode of Things You Will See for the First Time in Your Life. I know what you're thinking. Since when did dolphins have squishy heads? Well, first of all, this is a beluga whale. And secondly, since always, apparently, belugas are small white whales which are sometimes known as the canaries of the sea because of the wide range of vocal sounds they make, from clicks to chirps, whistles, and bleats. Strangely enough, belugas don't actually have any vocal cords. Instead, they speak through nasal sacs located around their blowhole. Another thing they're well known for is the distinctive rounded structure of the top of their forehead, which is adorably known as a melon. This bulbous structure is located just in front of the whale's blowhole, and it's addictively squishy. While the whales are talking through their noses, they're able to direct the sounds in specific directions by wiggling their melons to project echolocation signals through the water. Don't worry, poking a beluga's melon doesn't cause the animal any harm. In fact, the flexible melon is made up of lipids or fatty tissue, so they can't really feel it at all. Don't you just want to touch it? Beluga whales are far stranger than you think. In fact, take a look at this image of a beluga that was taken from below, and tell me it doesn't look like a human in a beluga whale costume. It might look like these aquatic creatures are hiding a pair of legs under their rubbery skin, but that couldn't be further from the truth. All you have to do is take a look at a beluga whale skeleton, and you'll see that there aren't any bones in the lower half of their bodies, apart from their spine. This image is nothing but a good old-fashioned illusion. Those aren't bones you're seeing. It's all blubber, specifically long rails of fatty insulation that the mammals store on their sides for warmth. The angle and lighting of the photograph just makes it look like some crafty human is infiltrating the beluga squad by hiding inside a specially made whale suit. Unless, of course, that beluga ate a human. China is well known for its impressive feats of creativity and culture, but one art form you've probably never heard of before is bianlian, also known as the magical art of face changing. Blink and you'll miss it, but these incredible performers are able to switch their colorful masks or faces in a heartbeat. Not just once or twice, but multiple times during one performance. Trained bianlian performers can change up to 10 masks in less than 20 seconds. That's less than 2 seconds per mask. This 300-year-old traditional Chinese art is passed down from one generation to another, and it's shrouded in mystery. I'm guessing you want me to tell you how it's done now, but the truth is, I don't know. No one does. The craft is extraordinarily precious and is only passed on to students of Sichuan opera, which originated around 1700, when their theatrical skills and their morals as a person are deemed worthy by their teacher. Of course, people have their guesses. Some suggest that the masks are just thin sheets of paper with a silk string attached. You pull the string and voila, the mask is changed, meaning the head movement is all just for show. It's been rumored that anyone who attempts to reveal the secrets of bianlian could be punished by the Chinese authorities. Let's hope they don't come for me next. If you support me in my quest to bring you all the most amazing knowledge from around the world, why not make it known? Hit that like and subscribe button to show me some love and show the Chinese authorities who they're dealing with. And don't forget that bell icon so you never miss out on new content. If I'm still around to share it, that is. Are you a talented musician? Maybe you're a dab hand at the guitar or a natural-born pianist. But can you play water? Those are some pretty sick beats, right? These incredibly talented women belong to an ethnic group known as the Baka people, who live in the southeastern rainforests of Cameroon. The Baka worship the forest spirit called Jingi, who plays a role of mediator between the supreme being Kamba and the Baka people. Jingi is omnipresent in the forest, and the Baka people worship nature by performing various rituals and dances. Water drumming, or liquindi, is an art reserved for the women hunters. The ritual is usually performed at dawn to enchant the forest and call out the animals, so the hunters don't have to search too hard to find them. Give it a go next time you're in the bath. It's harder than it looks. Whatever you think your favorite animal is, prepare to abandon that misguided love as I introduce you to your brand new obsession. Sea bunnies. Oh, don't you just want to pet it? These tiny ocean-dwelling sea critters are actually a type of sea slug known as the Jaruna parva, but they've been affectionately nicknamed sea bunnies for their spotty pattern, long ears, and bunched-up tail. Most are less than an inch long and can be found throughout the Indo-Pacific Ocean from South Africa to the Central Pacific. Their fur-like coat is actually created by bunches of tiny rods called caryophyllidia that cover the animal's back. These rods are arranged little knobs which are sometimes black, which explains their speckled appearance. The exact purpose of these organs isn't known, but they're probably used for sensory reasons. Their ears are sensory structures called rhinophores that detect chemicals in the water that helps the sea bunnies find food and mates. And the part that looks like a bunny's tail is actually its gills. Don't be fooled by their cuteness though. Sea bunnies are extremely toxic to predators. Many also have bright colored bodies instead of speckles just to add that extra layer of, hey dude, don't eat me. Do you know about any amazing internet tidbits that you think need to be shared with the world? Let me know in the comments below, or just send any footage or images you find online to clips@beamazed.com. You might just get yourself a shout out if it gets featured in the next episode. Now let's get back to it, shall we? While we're on the topic of adorable animals, take a look at this heart-melting video of a baby squirrel talking into a microphone. I'll bet that's the first time you've seen a squirrel being interviewed. Woodland Tabloid reporting. Mr. Squirrel, our viewers are going nuts waiting to hear if the rumors about your new squirrel friend are true. Jeez, just leave the poor guy alone already, am I right? Okay, I'll stop now. This footage was actually captured by zoologist and wildlife photographer Danny Connor Wild, who decided it would be cool to hear what a 7-week-old baby squirrel really sounds like. And boy was she right. You might be swooning over its high-pitched chirping now, but it's a whole different story when one of these critters gets into your attic or wall and keeps you up all night. There are tons of things in life we might never get the chance to get a good look at up close, like a snake shedding its skin. It might seem gross at first, but when you see it like this, it seems oddly satisfying, especially if you were one of those kids who used to peel glue off your palms at school. The process is called ecdysis, and it happens more times than you'd think. Most snakes will shed their skin between 2 to 4 times a year, which helps them to grow and can remove potentially dangerous parasites that may have attached themselves to their old skin. Unlike a human skin, a snake skin doesn't grow as the animal grows. That means that eventually, a snake's skin reaches a point where further growth simply isn't possible. When that happens, a new layer of skin grows underneath the current one, and when it's complete, the old skin peels away. When they're ready to shed their skin, the snake creates a small rip in the mouth or nose area by rubbing against a rock or log. Then they just shimmy on out. The ocean is one of the most unexplored parts of the world, so it's no surprise we still don't know about every creature that lurks beneath the waves. In July 2020, an image of possibly the most beautiful squid you've ever laid eyes on circulated online. The 8-limbed creature looks as if it's been totally decked out in Swarovski crystals, so it's no wonder it left people saying, "Are you squidding me?" Believe it or not, this squid is no work of fiction. The mesmerizing creature has been dubbed Histiotuthis heteropsis, or the strawberry squid, and was recorded by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. It was first discovered during part of the deep sea research cruise through the ocean twilight zone, a layer of water located at a staggering depth between 650 to 3,300 feet. Its jeweled look is the result of glowing bioluminescent spots known as photophores that emit light, possibly to counter the darkness of the abyss. These bedazzled cephalopods also have a highly specialized left eye that grows up to 2 times the size of the right eye as the squid matures, earning it a second nickname, the cockeyed squid. While the bigger eye looks upward into dimmer, shallower waters, the smaller one points down in search of bioluminescent flashes that could indicate prey or predators. Cars are built to sustain some impressive brute force, but what if I told you could crush one using water? You're probably racking your brains over how that could even be possible, but just wait and see for yourself. This jaw-dropping footage was captured as part of a fire safety video by aerial firefighting organization CAL FIRE in Colorado 2019. Because droughts can be frequent in a state like Colorado, field tests like these are important for educational and safety purposes. That sea of red liquid you see falling from the sky is 9,000 pounds of fire retardant being dropped from a low-flying aircraft onto an SUV below. The sheer destruction is enough to leave you open-mouthed as the car is crushed in a split second. You'd never imagine quite how much weight is being delivered aerially over you in a genuine wildfire. Now, just imagine being at the scene of a particularly large wildfire where even bigger planes can drop up to 170,000 pounds of retardant in a path up to a mile long and over 100 feet wide. Thankfully, these kinds of drops are not usually as low as the one in this video, but sometimes unexpected and changing conditions or terrain can cause them to be lower than intended. All I know is that you wouldn't want to be standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. Owls are majestic creatures, but they have a whole host of secrets hidden up their sleeves. Besides the fact that they have long legs hidden underneath all those feathers, check out just how fluffy these mysterious birds really are. So that's where the age-old saying "put a cork in it" came from, huh? No, but seriously, how did they manage to make a cork disappear inside that poor snowy owl? Well, prepare your eyes, because this is how skinny an owl really is under all those feathers. That's right, the animal under there looks more like a tiny little Martian than the big plump owls we know and love. To get a better idea of the true feather-to-owl ratio, check out this depiction showing how much of a barn owl is really a barn owl. You wouldn't get much meat out of one of these guys. If you happen to live somewhere that gets frequent cold spells, you've probably ceased to be amazed by things like icicles and thick blankets of snow. But have you ever tried to freeze a soap bubble? It doesn't sound that fun, but after seeing how beautiful it can be, you're gonna want to try this for yourself. Soap bubbles form when a layer of water molecules gets trapped between 2 layers of soap molecules. When it's cold outside, the water layer freezes before the soap bubble pops, turning the whole thing into a stunning crystal ball. The bubble starts to freeze normally from the ground up, where it touches the ice. But at the same time, the bubble's surface becomes littered with hundreds of freeze fronts. When the bubble freezes, the parts that are still liquid start moving, tossing around tiny ice crystals in the process, which creates the mesmerizing snow globe effect. As each crystal leads to local solidification and the sections join together, the bubble freezes at an extra speedy rate. Who knew science could be so beautiful? Chimps may be considered the closest living relative to us humans, but they're still wildly different in appearance. They're covered in a thick layer of hair first and foremost. Or are they? There's no need to be alarmed, people. This hairless chimp isn't some monstrous mutant creation. Considering chimps share between 95 to 98% of DNA with humans, it's really no surprise that they can suffer from alopecia, just like us. Without their fur coat, you can see just how strong these animals really are. With all those rippling muscles, this is one dude you wouldn't want to challenge to a push-up contest. Then again, they do have a certain advantage. In chimps, the muscle fibers closest to the bones, which are deemed to be the source of strength, are much longer and more dense than in humans. In fact, biologists say these animals are at least 4 times stronger than their 2-legged counterparts. That explains why these hairless monkeys look so darn terrifying then. Of all the things you expect to see while going about your daily business, a trumpet-wielding, bear-riding shotgun and a motorcycle sidecar is definitely not one of them. This mind-boggling moment was captured on film by Russian man Nicholas Pezenkov, who was driving in Skikhtvar in the Komi Republic on August 25, 2017, when a 250-pound brown bear pulled up alongside him on a public road. And it wasn't just any old bear. His name is Tim. You probably haven't heard of him unless you happen to live locally, but Tim has become something of a minor celebrity after his various trumpet-playing appearances in traffic. That's right, this was no one-off occurrence. Apparently, Tim the bear is a specially trained animal who performs in a traveling circus which is run by a motorcycle club named the Polar Wolves Bike Club. Only in Russia, right? At one point, the bear even starts clapping his hands to show that he's enjoying the ride. Or maybe he's just fed up with being stuck in traffic. The human body is capable of some pretty mean feats, especially when you're a trained gymnast or athlete. For most people, successfully landing a single backflip is a total pipe dream. But this guy laughs in the face of naysayers. Anyone else suddenly feel dizzy after watching that? Ooh. The backflip king in this seriously impressive video is 18-year-old Oleg Chernyashenko, who performed the dizzying stunt at Cape Kiwanda Beach in Oregon. The gymnast was filmed by his brother, who ran down the hill while filming. Now that's some serious multitasking. According to Oleg, he wanted to go as fast as humanly possible before crashing. It's lucky he did stop, or he might have picked up so much momentum that he took off completely. Apples, Crocs, toilet roll, even raw chicken. What's next? These incredible cake creations are all made by 41-year-old Turkish cake artist Tuba Gekel, also known as Red Rose Cake. From grocery store staples to household objects, there's nothing this food fanatic can't recreate as a sickeningly sweet illusion cake. Gekel's hyper-realistic creations are the latest to go big in the everything is cake trend that has been sweeping social media throughout the pandemic. Besides illusion cakes, Gekel also has a knack for recreating a whole host of famous figures in cake form. In times like these, it wouldn't surprise me if the things around us turned out to be cake all along. And after falling into an everything is cake hole, you'll be pinching yourself just to make sure you're not one too. If your thirst for all things mind-blowing hasn't been quenched just yet, I've got good news for you. You can just dive straight into one of the previous episodes from this series. I'll put them on screen for you now. And don't forget to write in at clips@beamazed.com with any more amazing things you think I should see. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.